Hello and welcome. Welcome to this quiet space, to this moment just for you. It is time to let go of the day. Find the position that feels most comfortable for you, sinking into the surface beneath you. Allow your arms and legs to rest heavily. Maybe take one last gentle stretch. And when you are ready, softly close your eyes. You don't need to do anything or try to make anything happen. All you have to do is listen. All you have to do is be. Let's begin with a breath. A slow, deep breath in, feeling the cool air enter, filling your body. And a long, slow breath out, letting go, releasing, feeling the weight of the day just melting away. One more time. Breathe in, peace. Breathe out, noise. Feel your body sinking gently into a feeling of warmth and safety. Your forehead is soft. Your jaw is relaxed. Your shoulders are heavy and loose. You are safe. You are at peace. Now, let your mind begin to float, gently drifting up, away from your room. You are floating weightlessly in a vast, quiet, beautiful space. All around you is the soft, velvet darkness of the void. It is not a cold dark, it is a comforting dark, like the softest blanket, and in the distance, millions of stars are twinkling silently, like tiny, scattered diamonds. You feel a perfect sense of calm, no weight, no worry, just stillness. And then, as you float in this peaceful silence, you see it. Ahead of you, suspended in the night, is a globe, a breathtaking, beautiful marble of color. It's not shining like a star, it's glowing. It glows with a gentle, living light. It is a sphere of impossible, brilliant blue, swirling with ribbons of pure, soft white. It is Earth. You are home, floating in the dark. From here, from space, the world looks so quiet, so serene. You can see the curve of the planet. You can see it turning, not quickly, not in a hurry, but a slow, graceful, a patient spin, a waltz that has been dancing for billions of years. You watch it, mesmerized, and as you watch, a quiet question floats into your mind. Why does Earth feel alive, even from afar? Why is it so different from the pale, gray moon or the red dust of Mars? Why does this blue planet seem to pulse as if it has a secret, as if it is dreaming? Let's look closer. Let your mind drift just a little nearer. Your eyes are drawn to that color, that impossible, deep blue. It is not a still color. It is not paint. It is the blue of movement. It is the blue of the great oceans, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, vast, deep, and ancient. They cover almost the entire planet. From here, you cannot see the waves. You cannot hear the crash of the surf, but you can feel the motion. You can feel the living, breathing pulse of the water. The oceans are breathing. You can sense the great currents, like giant, unseen rivers flowing inside the sea. They move warmth from one part of the world to another. They move life. The water is the planet's gentle heartbeat, pumping slowly, connecting everything. The sunlight glances off the surface, a shimmering, silvery light. And on the other side, the night side, the oceans are a deep, dreaming mystery, holding, protecting, all the life hidden within. And then you notice the white, the soft, ethereal swirls of white, the clouds. They are not static. They are the Earth's visible breath. They are born from the oceans, water rising up, becoming vapor, becoming this soft, white silk. They drift like feathers. They carried on winds you cannot see. They are the thoughts of the planet. They curl in great, sleeping spirals over the sea. They stretch in long, thin ribbons over the land. They are the planet's soft shield, a gentle blanket that tempers the sun's harsh light. They are a promise of rain, a promise of life. And the earth turns, slowly, steadily. You watch as a continent, draped in green forests and tan deserts, slowly turns away from the sun and slips into the soft shadow of night. And on the other side, another continent is turning into the light. The first gentle rays of dawn are touching the tops of its mountains. A new day is being born. And there, in the darkness, you see new lights, not the stars, but lights on the earth, tiny, golden clusters, like galaxies in miniature. The lights of cities, where billions of people are resting, where billions of dreams are floating, just like yours. Come back to your own breath. Feel it moving in and out, a slow, steady rhythm. You are breathing with the planet. You are made of the same stardust. You are made of its ancient water. You are made of its air. To see it from here, this blue, breathing, turning world, is to see yourself, your home. You are safe. You are held by the same gentle gravity that holds the oceans and the clouds. You are a child of this earth, and tonight you are floating with it through the quiet, peaceful dark. Let this beautiful blue image fill your mind. The blue of the water, the white of the clouds, the gentle, slow spin. There is nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just rest. And as you rest, let your mind drift even deeper. Let's travel back to the very beginning, to see how this living planet, this sleeping blue world, was born from fire and learned how to hold the oceans. Just relax, let go, and listen. You are floating, drifting in the peaceful, silent dark. The image of the beautiful blue planet is held softly in your mind, so alive, so calm. Now, let that image begin to fade. Like a watercolor in the rain, let your mind drift further, not just further in space, but further back in time. We are traveling backwards, past everything you know, past all of human history, past the strange, giant ferns and the dinosaurs, past the first small creatures in the sea, past the mountains and the continents, back, until there is nothing but the beginning. 4.6 billion years ago, there is no earth, there is no sun as we know it, there is no blue, there is no light. There is only a cloud, a vast, cold, and lonely cloud, sprawling for light years, a cloud of hydrogen gas and tiny grains of dust, the remnants of ancient stars that lived and died long ago. This giant cloud is sleeping. It turns, slowly, lazily, in the great dark arm of the galaxy. It is waiting. It is dreaming of a sun. And then, perhaps from the shock wave of a nearby exploding star, or perhaps just because time was right, a change begins. Gravity, the invisible force of the gentle architect of the cosmos. It begins to pull, a quiet whisper telling everything to come closer. And the cloud obeys. It begins to contract, to pull inwards. The gas and the dust begin to fall toward the center. And as it falls, it begins to spin faster and faster. Like a skater pulling in their arms, the giant cloud collapses into a flat, spinning disk. And at the very center, where the pressure is greatest, where the gas is packed so tightly, it begins to heat up, hotter and hotter. A dull red glow, then a brilliant yellow, until the temperature and pressure become so immense that a fire is lit, a nuclear fire. A star is born. Our Sunday, it bursts into life in a flash of glorious light, and a powerful solar wind rushes outwards, blowing away the lighter gas from the inner part of the disk, leaving only the heavy things, the dust, the rock, the metal. And around this new bright star, the rest of the disk keeps spinning. It is a place of chaos, a cosmic construction site. The dust grains stick together to become pebbles. The pebbles collide to become boulders. The boulders crash to become mountains, flying through space. And here, in this third orbit, this perfect distance from the new sun, something is growing, a seed of a planet. It pulls in more rock, more dust, more metal, growing larger and larger with every collision. This is the infant Earth, but it is not our Earth. It is not blue. It is not peaceful. It is a ball of fire, a planet made of molten rock. The force of so many collisions has turned the entire world into an ocean, not of water, but of lava. Its surface bubbles and churns, red and orange and black, a raging sea of fire under a dark sky filled with gas and dust. Giant asteroids, the size of cities, continuously rain down, crashing into the molten sea, sending splashes of liquid rock thousands of miles high. This is a world in constant creation, a world of fire. It spins wildly, dangerously fast. A single day lasts only 6 hours long. It wobbles on its axis, unstable and alone. But it is not completely alone. In this crowded orbit, there is another object, another young planet that has been forming nearby, a wanderer that has been pulled by Earth's gravity. Its name is Theia. It is as large as the planet Mars, and it is on a collision course. It moves closer and closer through the dark, a cosmic destiny that cannot be stopped. The young solar system holds its breath. Theia strikes the molten Earth, not head-on, but a glancing, world-shattering blow. It is an impact so powerful, it is beyond all imagination. The two planets, for a moment, become one, a single, distorted, exploding mass of fire. The force of the impact vaporizes Theia and vaporizes a huge part of the young Earth. Trillions of tons of liquid and vaporized rock are thrown violently out into space. This debris does not escape. It is captured by Earth's gravity. It forms a brilliant, glowing ring around the wounded planet, a ring of fire and dust. brighter than any ring of Saturn, shining in the dark. The Earth is now a different planet. It is spinning even faster. It is hotter than ever. It is a perfect sphere of liquid magma. And in the ring above, gravity begins its work again. The particles of dust and molten rock begin to pull towards each other. They collide and stick, growing into a new sphere, a smaller, second globe. It gathers all the material from the ring until it too becomes a perfect ball of molten rock, glowing silver in the sky of the infant Earth. Our moon was born from the Earth, bone of our bone, a silver partner to hold us forever. And this is the moon's first gift. It pulls on the molten Earth with its own gravity. It acts like a brake. It slows Earth's wild 6-hour spin, slowing it down and down towards the steady 24-hour rhythm that we know today. The great impact also knocked the Earth over on its side, just a little, 23.5 degrees. That gentle tilt is the reason we have seasons, the reason we have summer and winter, spring and fall. But the Earth is still a planet of fire, a molten, boiling, a world. How did it become the blue planet you saw in your dreams? Time passes, millions of years of slow, patient waiting. Space is cold. The surface of the molten ocean begins to cool. Like a skin forming on hot milk, a thin, dark, brittle crust of black rock. It cracks and breaks, and lava pours out, and it cools again. And from inside the cooling planet, a new process begins. Volcanoes, thousands of them. They puncture the new crust, and they breathe. The planet, which had been silent, begins to speak. It breathes out gases trapped inside, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and steam, billions of tons of water vapor. The steam rises and forms the first atmosphere, a thick, heavy, orange and gray sky, a blanket of clouds that completely surrounds the globe, trapping the heat, but also holding the water. And there is more water coming. From the outside, the final remnants of creation are still raining down. Comets made of ice, asteroids carrying frozen water from the outer solar system. For millions of years, they strike the young Earth, delivering their cold gift, which turns instantly to steam and joins the thick, heavy clouds, until the atmosphere can hold no more. The clouds are saturated. The planet has cooled just enough. And for the first time, it begins to rain. It is not a gentle rain. It is a storm that covers the entire planet, a global deluge. Warm rain falling from a gray sky onto a black volcanic crust. It rains for thousands of years, perhaps for 1,000,000 years, unceasing, a sound of hissing and steaming as the water touches the hot rock, and the water begins to pool. It fills the lowest places, the great craters and basins. The hissing stops. The fire is quenched. The water rises higher and higher. The black rock disappears under a new global ocean. The fire is gone. The chaos is soothed. The world is covered in water. A planet once made of fire have learned how to hold oceans. And in these new, warm, dark oceans, under a cloudy sky, another, quieter dream is about to begin. The gentle dream of life. Rest now. Let the sound of that first, ancient rain soothe you. Let the warmth of the first ocean hold you. You are safe. Sleep. The rain has stopped. After 1,000,000 years, the deluge is over, and there is a new sound, a new, deep, planetary quiet it has never known before. The age of fire is finished. The age of water has begun. Let your mind float back up into our quiet place in space. Look at the world now. The black volcanic rock is gone, hidden. The red glow of magma is gone, soothed. From this distance, the planet is now a sphere of dark, unbroken water, a shimmering, dark orb under a thick, gray sky. It is not a planet with oceans. It is an ocean planet. 71%, a number so simple, but so profound. 7/10 of your world is not land. It is not solid ground. It is this moving, living, deep mystery. The water that fell from the sky and arrived on comets is now home. And this new, global ocean is not still. It cannot be still, because it is not alone. In the sky above is the moon, our silver companion, born of that same ancient collision. And the moon begins to pull. It pulls on this new ocean with its invisible gravity, and the water responds. The entire ocean bulges outward in a great, slow, silent wave that stretches for thousands of miles. As the planet spins, this bulge of water moves across its surface. This is the tide. This is the first great rhythm of the planet. A giant, slow inhale as the water rises, and a long, slow exhale as the water falls. This is the planet's first gentle heartbeat, a pulse driven by its moon, a steady, rocking motion, a cosmic lullaby, a dance between the Earth and the moon that will last for billions of years. The Earth breathes through water. Now, let us drift down from space, down through the thick gray clouds, down towards the surface. We are floating just above the water. It is night. Imagine this sleeping world. There is no land in sight. In any direction, there is only water, a dark, rolling expanse. The air is warm and heavy with moisture. The sky is dark, but the moon is there, and its pale light finds a crack in the clouds. It paints a path of liquid silver across the black surface of the sea. And there is sound. Listen. Shh, shh, shh. The wind, the new atmosphere, is touching the water. It is the air kissing the ocean, and this touch creates ripples, small patterns that catch the moonlight. These ripples grow. They become waves. These waves are the skin of the ocean, breathing. They are energy, moving through the water. A wave that begins near you will travel for thousands of miles across this global ocean. Before it finds anything to stop it, they roll in the darkness. A constant, gentle motion, a rocking sensation felt by the entire planet. The surface of the ocean is dreaming. It is never truly still. But this surface, the waves, the tides, This is only the beginning. It is only the first page of a story that goes deeper than you can imagine. The true secret of the ocean is not on its surface, it is in its depth. Let us go there now. Let your mind sink down. Gently leave the windy surface. Leave the moonlight behind. You are sinking down into the water. It is not cold. It is a warm, primordial sea. You are safe here. You are floating. You are held. The water presses against you from all directions. A gentle, firm embrace. A blanket of pressure that is strangely comforting. We go down 100 feet. The sound of the waves is gone. It is replaced by a deep, muffled silence. The light from the moon is fading. It is now a dark, deep blue all around you. We go down further, 500 feet. The last of the light is almost gone. The world is now a permanent twilight. The pressure is stronger, but you feel perfectly at peace. You are weightless, in the deep. We go down 1,000 feet, over 300 meters down. The light is gone, completely. This is the midnight zone, a world where the sun has never shone. It is perfectly dark. It has been dark here for millions of years. It will be dark for millions more. The water is still. The silence is profound. It is the great, deep quiet at the heart of the planet. This is the Earth's sleeping mind, a world without time, a world without day or night, just a vast, gentle, living darkness. But do not be fooled by the stillness. It is not motionless here. Even here in the perfect dark, the water moves. This is the other part of the planet's breath, the deepest part, the great ocean currents. They are rivers inside the ocean, slow, massive rivers. So large they make the Amazon seem like a tiny stream. They are the planet's circulatory system, the arteries and veins of the blue world, a great conveyor belt of water that wraps around the entire globe. Cold, salty water near the poles becomes heavy and sinks. It sinks all the way down to the ocean floor, and it begins to creep along the bottom of the world. A slow, dark river of cold. It travels for hundreds of years in the darkness, and, in other places, warm water from the equator flows on the surface, carrying warmth. This is the planet balancing itself. This is the planet's own heart, pumping warmth and cold, life, around its body to keep itself stable, to keep itself alive. This is how the Earth breathes in its sleep. A single breath, a single cycle of this deep, dark water. To leave the surface, sink, travel the world, and rise again can take 1,000 years. 1,000 years for one single, deep, slow breath. That is the patience of the ocean. That is the patience of the planet. And in this great, warm, dark, sleeping ocean, a world that is constantly moving, constantly breathing, constantly beating like a heart. Another dream is about to begin, down in the darkness, where the planet's inner fire still touches the bottom of the sea at volcanic vents. Something new is stirring, a quiet whisper in the warm water. But for now, just feel the water. Feel the great dark cradle of the world, the place from which all life will come, a sleeping ocean on a sleeping planet. And remember that you are part of this. Your body is 70% water. You are a tiny, walking ocean. The salt in your blood, in your tears, is the same salt from this ancient, primordial sea. The rhythm of your own heartbeat, the rise and fall of your own breath. It is the same rhythm, the Earth's rhythm. the ocean's rhythm. Inhale and exhale, rise and fall. So just float now. Let your body be heavy. Feel yourself held and rocked gently by this great, ancient, nighttime ocean. You are safe, you are held, you are home. Rest in the water, rest. You are floating, held, in the great, dark, ancient ocean. The water is warm, the silence is deep. The planet is breathing in a rhythm of 1,000 years. Everything is at peace. But down in the deepest parts of this sleeping ocean, down in the dark, where no light has ever touched, something is stirring. The planet's inner fire, the fire we left behind in part 2, is still there. It is hidden beneath the thin crust at the bottom of the sea. And in some places, this heat vents upwards, spilling into the cold, deep water, like chimneys of smoke, but made of heat and minerals. Hot water meets cold water, fire meets ocean. And in this meeting place, this warm, chemical broth, the water is not just water anymore. It is a soup of possibilities, filled with carbon and hydrogen, and all the minerals from the Earth's heart. The ingredients are all here. The energy is here. The cradle is ready. The planet is ready to dream its next dream. And so it begins. Not with a flash of light, not with a loud sound. No, this dream begins in the dark. Life began quietly, like a whisper in warm water. The tiny building blocks, the letters of life. These amino acids, they float in the warm soup. They randomly bump into each other. They connect. They form chains. Little strings of information, little experiments, millions and millions of tiny, meaningless experiments floating in the dark. Most of them break apart. They are nothing, just chemicals. But then one day, after millions of years of trying, something happens. A tiny string of chemicals, it then learns a trick, a magical trick. It learns how to copy itself. It finds other chemicals in the soup and assembles them into a perfect mirror of itself. One string becomes two. And at the same time, another magic trick. A tiny bubble of oil, a drop of fat, wraps itself around this copying string. A barrier, a wall, the first wall. A tiny bubble, so tiny you cannot see it, that separates the inside from the outside. This is the first body, the first self, the first cell. It is alive. It is the first living thing, a tiny primitive microbe, a single cell, floating in the warm, dark ocean. It has no brain. It has no eyes. It does not know it is alive. It only knows one thing: to eat the chemical soup around it, and to copy itself, to split, to divide. One bubble becomes two. Two bubbles become four. Four become 8, 16, 32. A quiet, slow, invisible multiplication. The whisper is spreading. A living shadow is forming in the deep water, a secret that the planet is keeping to itself. For 1 billion years, this is all that life is. 1 billion years. Can you feel the patience in that? 1 billion years of darkness and tiny microbes living near the warm vents. They are the only dream the planet is having. But life is learning, even in the dark. The cells are changing slowly, adapting. The whisper is getting stronger, and it is waiting for a new idea. And then that new idea arrives. One of these tiny cells, floating near the surface, develops a new magic trick, the most important trick of all. It is still floating in the ocean, but it sees something that the others did not see. It sees the sun, the sunlight that filters gloriously down into the upper water. And this little cell learns to eat the sunlight. It learns how to take sunlight and water and the air dissolved in the ocean and turn it directly into energy, into food. This is photosynthesis. This is the great invention. And suddenly, life does not need to hide in the dark vents anymore. Life can live everywhere. Everywhere the sun touches the water, the entire surface of the global ocean is now a feast, a home. And so, the whisper stops being a whisper. It becomes a song. Life explodes. It spreads across the entire planet. The ocean turns from a dark, empty blue to a living, breathing blue-green, filled with trillions and trillions of these new plant-like cells, these algae. They are all drinking in the sunlight. They are all growing and dividing. The planet is now visibly alive. Think of it like a light spreading. At first, life was a single tiny point of light in a dark ocean. Then, it was a few glowing threads near the bottom of the sea. But now, with the sun as its food, life is a luminous, glowing blanket that covers the entire world. The earth is glowing from within, a soft, green, living light. And this new life is doing something else. It is breathing, just like you are breathing. It breathes in the thick air of the early earth, the carbon dioxide, and it breathes out. It releases a waste gas, a new gas that the planet has never seen before, oxygen. At first, it is just a few bubbles, but with trillions of cells, all breathing together. For 1,000,000 years, that oxygen begins to fill the oceans. And then it fills the sky. Life is not just living on the planet. Life is now changing the planet. It is building the very air that we will one day breathe. And this new energy, this new oxygen, allows for even more dreams. Life becomes more complex. The cells are no longer just floating alone. They learn to work together. They stick to each other. They form colonies. They specialize. One cell learns to move. Another learns to feel. Another learns to eat. Cells become bodies. The first tiny animals, strange creatures, like floating feathers or soft quilts on the ocean floor. The first plants, seaweeds that dance in the currents. The dream of life is becoming diverse, a garden of strange, beautiful, silent shapes. The whisper has become a choir, a symphony of living things, all held safely in the ocean's cradle. So just rest now. Float in this living ocean, an ocean that is no longer empty, but is glowing with a soft, living light. The light of 1,000,000,000 tiny lives, all dreaming together. You are part of this light. You are part of this dream. Feel the quiet, gentle thrum of a planet that is teeming with life. And sleep, sleep. In the great cradle of the warm ocean, life is glowing. 1,000,000,000 tiny lights, 1,000,000,000 tiny souls, all breathing in the water and all breathing out. A new gift, the gift of oxygen. For 1,000,000,000 years, this gift has been filling the water and rising up out of it. It is leaving the ocean and building something new, something above the water. It is building the sky. It is building the air. Let your mind rise now. Gently float up, out of the living water, up past the silver surface that reflects the moon. You are floating now in the air. Take a breath. Feel your chest rise and fall. You are breathing the planet's new dream. The atmosphere, the air, is Earth's gentle blanket. It is a blanket made of gas, held close by gravity. A blanket so light you can barely feel it, and yet it is strong enough to hold all the life in the world. It presses down on you softly. It holds you. It connects you to everything. The breath that you are breathing out has been breathed by the trees. The wind that touches your face has also touched the top of a distant mountain. The air is the planet's great shared breath. Let us float up together. We are in the first layer, the layer you know, the layer of your entire life. It is the troposphere, the living layer. It is the bottom of this 5-layered ocean of air. All the clouds you have ever seen are floating here with you. All the rain, all the wind, all the snow, all the weather of the world happens here in this cozy, turbulent first layer. It is the blanket that keeps the planet warm at night. It holds the sun's heat close so the world does not freeze. And in the daytime, this layer gives us a gift, the gift of blue. Look up. The light from the sun is not blue. It is a brilliant, pure white light. And the air itself is invisible. So, why is the sky blue? Think of the air as a filter, a dream catcher for light. When the white light of the sun shines down, it travels through this blanket of air, and the air is not empty. It is full of tiny, tiny molecules of nitrogen and oxygen, and these tiny molecules are the perfect size to catch the blue part of the light. They catch the blue light, and they scatter it. They throw it all around, from every direction. So, when you look up, you are not seeing space. You are seeing your own atmosphere glowing. You are seeing the air holding the color blue for you. It is the color of your shield, the color of your home. Now, let us float higher, up past the clouds, up past the highest mountain peaks, up past the weather. We are leaving the first layer and entering the second. The stratosphere. It is different here. It is calm. The air is thin. There is no wind, no storms, just a clear, deep, dark blue sky above you, and the white cloud tops far below. You are floating in peace. And it is here that the blanket performs its most important job. It is here that the planet has a special shield, the ozone layer. You cannot see it. It is just a layer of oxygen molecules that have been changed by the sun. But this invisible layer is the reason we are alive. It is the planet's sunglasses. It watches the sun for us, and it catches the sun's most dangerous, invisible rays, the ultraviolet light, the light that would burn and break the tiny cells of life down in the ocean. The ozone layer catches this harmful light, and it breathes it in, and it turns that danger into simple, gentle warmth. It is the blanket protecting the dream. It is what allowed life to finally be safe enough to come out of the water and live on land. Let's go even higher, up through the third layer, the mesosphere. It is colder here. The air is so thin. You are at the edge of the world, and it is here. You can see the shield at work. Look, a tiny speck of dust from a comet, 1,000,000 miles away, is falling towards Earth. A meteor. It is moving impossibly fast. It hits this thin, invisible layer of air, and the friction of the air is so great that the speck of rock heats up and bursts into flame. It becomes a streak of light, a shooting star, a wish in the night sky. That is the blanket protecting you. The atmosphere is a shield that burns up millions of dangers every single day, turning them into beauty before they can ever reach the ground. Higher still, the fourth layer, the thermosphere. The air is almost gone. This is the true boundary. Here, the sun's energy is so powerful, it excites the few air particles that are left and makes them glow. This is where the auroras are born, the northern and southern lights. The blanket is dreaming in colors of green and pink, dancing with the wind from the sun. And finally, the fifth layer, the exosphere. The name means the outside layer. There is almost nothing here, just a few particles of air, one by one, that are so far from home, they just drift away. They leak into space. This is the final, gentle exhale of the planet, the place where the blanket ends and the great, cold, silent, dark begins. 5 layers, 5 layers of protection, a blanket of weather and warmth, a shield of ozone, a guardian that burns up meteors, a canvas for glowing auroras, and a gentle breath that fades into space. All of this is holding you. All of this is protecting you. Right now, you are tucked in safely at the bottom of this great ocean of air. So just breathe. Feel your own gentle breath, in and out. You are breathing with the planet. You are safe under the blanket. Rest, rest. Let us drift back to our quiet place, floating high above the world. We are held in the soft darkness of space, and we are watching our home. The sun is at our back, and we are watching the line of sunset, the terminator, the gentle edge of night. It is a soft, curved shadow that is slowly creeping across the planet. We watch as it slides silently over the blue ocean, turning it to indigo. We watch as it climbs over the edge of a continent. It touches the coasts and then moves inland, covering the mountains and the rivers and the forests in a blanket of shadow. The daytime world, with its blue sky and white clouds, is going to sleep. The continents are turning away from the sun. They should be disappearing into darkness, but they do not. As the sun's light fades, a new light appears. It begins as a faint glow, and then it grows stronger. From the dark surface of the sleeping land, light begins to shine upwards. A new constellation, a constellation that is not in the sky, but on the earth. These are the lights of humanity, the lights of a civilization, stars that we have lit for ourselves. You can see the great cities. They are like spilled diamonds on black velvet, brilliant clusters of light, glowing with a warm, golden light. London, Paris, Cairo, they shine like bright jewels, and you can see the connections between them, long, thin threads of light, like glowing rivers or the veins of a leaf. These are the highways, the roads, the towns that connect us. A web of light, draped across the dark. Some places are brighter than others. The coasts are outlined in light. The deltas of great rivers, like the Nile, shine as a glowing line through the dark desert. You can see the dark patches too, the great empty spaces, the sleeping forests of the Amazon, the cold, dark plains of Siberia, the vast, unlit emptiness of the oceans. A perfect, deep black, broken only by the tiny, lonely light of a single ship on the water. The earth, at night, is a map of our presence, a map of a thinking, dreaming species. Now, let us drift down closer, down past the atmosphere, which is now a thin, glowing blue line. On the horizon, we are floating silently, invisibly, above one of those golden clusters, a sleeping city. The noise of the day is gone. The rush, the hurry, the work, it has all faded. The city is breathing a slow, deep breath. The streets are mostly empty. The great buildings are quiet. And in the houses and apartments, the people are at rest. A civilization, they is sleeping. They have surrendered to the planet's ancient rhythm, the rhythm of night and day that was set billions of years ago. They are dreaming right now. In this one city, millions of dreams are unfolding. Millions of minds are sorting through the day, letting go and imagining. The city is not just a place of light. It is a place of consciousness, a place of rest. The earth is holding all of them safely as they sleep. Now, let us pull back again, back up to our high, quiet place. We see the glowing web of the sleeping civilization, but we also see the truth. The planet is still turning, always turning. The continent we were watching, wrapped in the middle of its night, is slowly, inevitably, turning towards the light. And on the other side of the world, the continent that was in daylight is now touching the edge of shadow. The sun is setting there. Their lights are just beginning to twinkle on. And somewhere else, on the far edge, the sun is rising. The lights are fading, and a new day is beginning. The sleep of humanity is a wave that travels around the globe, a wave of rest, a wave of dreams. It follows the shadow. It is never truly night for everyone at once. It is never truly day. The world rests, but never truly stops. It is a living system, a planet of light and shadow, a planet of life and dreams. It is always in motion. It is always in balance. And you are part of this great, turning rhythm. You are one of the lights. You are one of the dreamers. And now, it is your turn to rest, to let the planet turn for you, to be held safely in the beautiful, glowing night. Rest, sleep. You are resting, held in the night, part of a great wave of sleep that crosses the world. And beneath you, the planet turns, patiently, steadily. It is the one constant truth. It is always in motion. The world rests, but never truly stops. Why? Have you ever asked? Why it moves? It is the first question of the universe. Why is there motion instead of stillness? The planet has been spinning since it was born from that cloud of dust. It has never stopped. It has never paused for even a second. Imagine if it did. Imagine if the great spin had just stopped. The great dance ended. What would happen? One side of the earth would face the sun forever. The fire from part 2 would return. The oceans would boil away. the land would be a scorched, lifeless desert, and the other side, the side facing away, would be plunged into a permanent dark, an absolute cold. The air itself would freeze and fall to the ground as snow. One planet, one side of fire, one side of ice. Life could not exist. So the first motion, the spin, is a gift. It is the planet's way of sharing. It is a great equalizer. It turns its face to the sun to drink in the light and the warmth, and then it turns away to rest in the cool darkness. It is a rhythm, the most fundamental rhythm of all, day and night, activity and rest, breathing in the light, breathing out the dark. This motion is the planet's first heartbeat, and as it spins, it is doing something else. It is on a journey, a much longer, slower journey. It is moving through space. It is following an invisible path around the sun. This is the second motion, the great one-year orbit. And because of that ancient collision with Theia, the one that gave us our moon, the Earth does not spin perfectly upright. It spins with a gentle tilt. That tilt is a dream. That tilt is the magic ingredient. As the Earth travels on its yearly journey, that tilt means that sometimes the top half of the planet is leaning towards the sun, and sometimes it is leaning away. This is what creates the seasons. It is the second great rhythm, the planet's deeper breath. When your part of the world is leaning towards the sun, the light is strong and long. It is summer, a time of fullness and energy. And when your part of the world leans away, the light is pale and short. It is winter, a time of deep, profound rest. And in between, the magic of autumn, of letting go, and the miracle of spring, of life beginning again. This second motion, the orbit, teaches the world how to change, how to be reborn. It is the motion of renewal. So, we have the spin, which is the motion of rhythm, and the orbit, which is the motion of change. But there is a third motion, a motion you cannot see, a motion that is hidden deep, deep inside. Let your mind sink down, past the ground you walk on, past the rock, down for thousands of miles, past the crust and the mantle. We are going to the very center of the Earth, to the planet's heart. The core, the center of the Earth, is not still. The outer core is a giant ocean, bigger than any ocean on the surface. But it is an ocean of liquid, molten iron, a river of fire. And because the planet is spinning, a process, this great ocean of iron is churning. It is swirling and convecting, a slow, massive, powerful dance of liquid metal. This hidden motion, this secret dance, does something miraculous. It generates an energy, a power. It turns the entire planet into a giant magnet. It creates the magnetic field, the invisible shield we spoke of. It flows out from the South Pole and wraps around the entire Earth and goes back in at the North Pole. It is the atmosphere's protector. It is the great shield that stands between us and the sun. It catches the harmful solar wind and guides it safely around us. Without this third, deep, hidden motion, the sun would have stripped our atmosphere away. Billions of years ago, the oceans would be gone. Life would be impossible. This motion is the motion of protection. Rhythm, change, protection. These are the three great motions: the spin, the orbit, and the core, all working together, all dancing in perfect harmony. This is how the planet survives. Motion is the way Earth keeps its balance. It is not a static, still balance. It is a dynamic, living balance. Like a dancer or a spinning top, it must keep moving to stay upright, to stay alive. Think of it. A river that stops moving becomes stagnant and sick. The air that stops moving becomes suffocating. A heart that stops moving is the end of life. And a planet that stops moving is a dead planet. So, without motion, could life exist? The universe answers no. To be alive is to be in motion, to be in flux, to be part of a rhythm, part of a change, and part of a great, protected dance. And you are part of this dance. Right now, you are on a planet that is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. You are on a planet that is orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles an hour. And you are being held safe by a hidden ocean of fire, churning deep beneath you. You are in motion. You are in balance. You are safe. So let go. Let the planet's ancient, steady motion be your lullaby. Let it rock you gently to sleep, rest. The planet is a dance of three motions: the spin of the day, the orbit of the year, the churning of the deep, hidden heart. Motion is the way it keeps its balance. Motion is the way it stays alive. But the planet is not the only dancer. The life that grew upon it, the life born in that warm, ancient ocean, it learned from its mother. It learned the same secret: that to be alive is to move. Life spins too. Let your mind drift down, 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 past your own body, past the world you see, down into the invisible realm, inside every living cell, inside the very core of who you are. There is a motion there, a tiny, perfect spin. It is the blueprint, the instruction manual for life, the DNA. It is not a straight line. It is not a flat page. It is a spiral, a double helix, two strands, wrapped around each other in a beautiful, endless dance, a winding staircase that leads to you. Life, at its most fundamental level, is a spin. It is a twist. It is motion captured in a molecule. This is the first, tiniest rhythm, the spin of creation. And this spinning code builds a world that moves. Look at a single cell, the tiny bubble that started it all. It is not a still place. Inside its walls, the cytoplasm is gently swirling. It is a tiny, living ocean with its own currents, transporting food, carrying away waste. The cell is a tiny planet with a molten core and a moving ocean. It is alive because it moves. And when it is time, it copies its spinning DNA and it divides. It spins itself into two: motion, creating more motion, life, creating more life. And then these cells come together. They form a heart. And what is a heart? It is a muscle that found a rhythm. It is life that learned to pulse. Lub-dub, lub-dub, a beat, a tiny internal spin cycle, a rhythm that starts before you are born and carries you through your entire life. It is your own personal day and night, the contraction and the release, the work and the rest. It is your own internal motion that keeps you in balance. Every living thing is a tiny planet, turning in its own way. A tree is a slow planet. Its motion is the unfurling of a leaf in spring, the slow spin of its rings, one for each year, for each orbit around the sun. Its heartbeat is the slow pull of water from the dark earth up to the highest leaf. A bird is a fast planet. Its heartbeat is a blur of motion. Its life is a spin of wings, a dance on the currents of the atmosphere that the earth created. And you are a planet of rhythms. You have the spin of your DNA. You have the dance of your cells. You have the steady, faithful pulse of your heart. And you have your breath. Feel your breath right now, the gentle, slow motion of your body, even in perfect stillness. The rise of your chest as you breathe in, drawing in the sky. The fall of your chest as you breathe out, letting go. This is your tide. This is your connection to the ocean, to the atmosphere. This is your own personal spin of day and night. Inhale, exhale, a cycle, a circulation. All of life is a cycle, a turn, a spin. The water in your body was once in a cloud, and before that, in the great ancient ocean. Now, it is in you. It is circulating. Your blood is a tiny red river, making its own orbit through your body, carrying life. The planet orbits the sun. The moon orbits the earth. The blood orbits the heart. It is all the same dance, the same dream. The great spin of the planet gives us life, and the tiny spins within us are that life. From the winding staircase of DNA, to the beating of your heart, to the gentle cycle of your breath, you are a universe of perfect, living motion. You are a tiny planet, spinning in your own way. And now, it is time for your planet to rest. Let the rhythms become slow and deep. Let your heartbeat be your lullaby. Let your breath be the wave that carries you to sleep. You are part of the spin. You are part of the dance. Rest. You are a tiny planet, spinning gently in your sleep. Your heart is beating its steady rhythm. Your DNA is spiraling quietly in the dark, and you are breathing a slow, gentle motion. Inhale and exhale. You are a universe of living motion. And the great planet beneath you, the blue planet that holds you, it is breathing too. It taught you how. Its breath is just slower, vaster. It is a breath that spans the entire globe and lasts for eons. Let's feel that breath now. The great, slow, steady breath of the world. The earth breathes in, a slow, deep, planetary inhale. What does it breathe in? It breathes in the sunlight. Every morning, as the planet turns, the sun touches the leaves of the great forests. The Amazon, the Congo, the boreal forests of the north. And these trillions of leaves, they wake up and they drink the light. They breathe in the air that we breathe out, the carbon dioxide. They are the planet's great green lungs. This is the first part of the inhale. And the oceans, the great blue heart of the world. The surface of the water is also breathing. It is absorbing. It pulls in the warmth from the sun, storing it deep within to keep the planet stable. It pulls in the air. It pulls in the carbon dioxide, which is used by trillions of tiny plankton. The green, glowing life we dreamt of. They too breathe in the light. the forests and the oceans together in a slow, silent, global inhale, drawing in the breath of the solar system. And then there is the exhale, the long, slow letting go. The earth breathes out. What does it breathe out? The forests, having drunk the light and air, to breathe out the gift of life, the oxygen you are breathing right now. It is the sweet, invisible breath of a tree, and they breathe out water vapor. A single great tree can breathe out to hundreds of gallons of water, a mist that rises into the air. And the oceans, warmed by the sun, they breathe out too. The water at the surface evaporates. It turns from a liquid into a gas. It rises. A vast, invisible exhale of pure water rising from the sea. The entire planet is breathing out moisture and oxygen. It is the planet's great sigh of relief. And what happens to that breath? It rises up into the atmosphere, the gentle blanket, and there it cools, and it gathers, and it becomes visible. It becomes the clouds. The clouds are the visible exhale of the blue planet, the white, swirling patterns you saw from space. They are the breath of the earth that made manifest. And that breath doesn't stay still. It moves. The atmosphere itself is a river, the planet's spinning motion, and the sun's warmth that create the wind. The wind is the planet's breath in motion. It is the great circulation. The wind takes the clouds, the breath from the ocean, and carries it over the land. And there, it releases it as rain, as snow. The breath of the ocean is given to the mountains. The water then forms rivers, the veins, and flows all the way back to the sea. And the cycle begins again. Inhale, exhale, a single breath of the planet, from the water rising, to it falling as rain, to it returning to the sea, is a cycle of thousands of years. This is the patience of the earth, a steady, slow, life-giving breath that has been perfected over billions of years. It is the planet's dream of balance. Earth is not a rock. It is not just a place. It is a system, a living, breathing, circulating, spinning, being. It is a great, conscious dream of water and light. Earth is alive, and you are part of its breath. Feel it now, your own small, warm breath. The air you are breathing in is the exhale of a forest that you may never see. The water that makes up your body was once a cloud, breathed out by the Pacific Ocean. The rhythm of your heart is the same rhythm of the tides. The spin of your DNA is the same motion as the planet turning. You are not just on the earth. You are the earth. You are the earth breathing. You are the earth dreaming. You are the earth waking up and wondering at itself. And now, you are the earth going to sleep. Rest now. Let go. You are not just in your bed. You are being held in the arms of a planet. You are part of its great, slow, ancient breath. Breathe with it. Inhale peace. Exhale and let go of everything. You are part of this living, blue dream. Sleep. Sleep now. The planet breathes, a slow, ancient breath, and you are breathing with it. Your breath is slow now. Your heart is steady. Your mind is quiet. You are floating in a deep, peaceful ocean of rest. The story of the earth is your story. Its fire is the warmth in your body. Its water is the blood in your veins. Its air is your breath. Its spin is your heartbeat. You are not separate. You are a part of this great, living dream. You are a child of the blue planet, and it is holding you now. It is rocking you gently as it turns in the night. So rest. Rest, child of Earth. You came from this world. You breathe with it. You rest with it. Tonight, let the blue planet hold you. Let it all go. You are safe. You are home. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Good night.